Hey gang, Jason here for the love of tractors, and I wanted to show you guys how to build a Peterbilt or any semi-truck tender trailer, if you will. And I wanted to show you how you can keep this a semi-truck while making it a tender trailer too, because I know a lot of guys, and I'm one of them. You don't have money to go out and buy 50 trucks, one truck for every job, or one truck to customize or whatever. So you may want to use this truck to pull a trailer, and you may want to use it for a tender truck. So I'm going to kind of just show you the quick little secret how to do that. So let's talk trucks, y'all. So the trick here, it's pretty simple. These tanks are just poly tanks. Now, I believe these came from Moore's Farm Toys, and they are white originally. So you can see the white under there. And I painted them this seafoam green color, if you will. I got a can of this at Home Depot. And, it was like $6, and I've sprayed every tank imaginable that color. I think if I were going to do it differently, or if I'm going to customize it a little more, I would maybe paint this black, and as well as these bracket holders. But sadly, this truck may be sold. I'm not for sure yet. The buyer's kind of like maybe, maybe not, so we'll see. Anyway, so get you a couple of those. You can configure this any way you want. There. You probably don't want to do that, but you could. Or the spread configuration. I like the spread configuration because you could put all sorts of stuff there. Alright, next step up is the hose reel. The hose reel I got on Shapeways. There's no sugarcoating that. You can find these at train stores in HO scale, and they're pretty darn close. So if you want that, go ahead. Like I said, this is from Shapeways. This is printed. I don't know who did it off the top of my head. Maybe Bailey Wiltfang. Anyway, so outside and everything is painted silver, and then I painted the hose black. I just felt like that looked good. Truthfully, you're probably not going to have a reel on your tender trailer, but I thought it looked neat. Now, so this is some sloppy painting, and that's going to get fixed. And I actually just showed that to you guys because I want you to know that I don't do everything perfect the first time either, because I get so many people that are like, they kind of get discouraged. They're like, oh man, you're so awesome, and how I could never be like that. I'm not that awesome, first off. I'm pretty average. And second, I practice a lot, and I make mistakes a lot, and then I fix my mistakes a lot. So you can see when I peeled off my pinstripe, so I used pinstriping tape on each side of all of these painted lines, because they're lime green, because I used a lime green flatbed. So I wanted to paint those black, because the lime green really stuck out. Well, when I peeled that pinstriping tape off, you can see what happened. So no big deal, easy fix. I can take a little paint thinner and wipe that off, or what I'm considering doing is just taking pinstriping tape and putting it across it. That seems like a pretty good solution to me. So, okay, here's where the magic happens. I actually do not attach these beds. So, and the question is why? Well, I saved the fifth wheel here, the fifth hitch, and then if I want to hook this truck up to a trailer, I can just snap it right back on, and all of a sudden this truck will pull a trailer. Now, of course, my dumb self left the fifth hitch at my office today. Ugh. And I knew I was going to make this video, and I still did it. It's just whatever. But, so I have done no modification to this Peterbilt whatsoever. Now, this is the tri-axle version. You can buy these. They're going to run you $60 roughly after you get them shipped to you. Or you can buy them with trailers and things like that for, let's call it $80 to $100. Depends on how hard you shop. But, see, it looks good. It even rides good. I mean, there's no, it doesn't ride up super high because this frame fits right over the frame of the Pete. And it just is this wonderful snug fit there. Now, I want to add a hitch to the back. But, that's super simple. That's cut a piece of styrene, drill a hole, paint it, and attach it. So, super easy to do that. Other than that, like I said, this is bone stock Pete. And so, these are sweet looking trucks. DCP always knocks these out of the park. So, anyway, there's that. So, on to the bed. So this is a flatbed from DCP. And I painted the rails black. They were lime green. And I cut off this front, the front, I don't know, 2/3 of the bed. And there's no magic to it. I basically held the entire trailer up to this, decided how long I needed the trailer to be, marked it with a magic marker, took it to my bandsaw, and just cut it. Now, I cannot cut straight on my bandsaw to save my life without a gate. Unfortunately, the trailer was too big to put the gate on there. So I had to come back through on the grinding wheel and sort of straighten this up some. And you can see it's pretty straight. So anyway, that's that. Now I'm going to grab my other semi real quick. And I should have done that before I started the video, but hey, you know how I operate. We fly by the seat of our pants here, right? Yeah. Okay, so here is my big tender semi. And I'm not too worried about getting the tractor out on front of that, but so you can see I've got my cone mixer, I've got a engine, I've got another engine and pump, I've got, let's call that another I don't know, tank of some sort. Maybe we're holding water, maybe we're holding something there. Up here's my water, and then of course you've got your chemical totes and all that stuff. Now these are probably not super realistic. You're probably not going to take your seed and your chemical totes to the field, but I put them on the trailer just in case. So that's a lot of weight. Now this is my poly tank. You can see it's a little narrower and a little taller than the Moore's tank. Whatever. You can find those on my Shapeways store if you want them. They're unfortunately a little bit pricey because 3D printing a poly tank is kind of pricey. Just the way it is. So if I keep this truck, if the guy that's interested in buying it doesn't end up buying it, I've got to add the motors and everything to it as well. So that's kind of next on my list, but that would complete this truck. And I wanted to show you guys that on, how to kind of finish out a truck, if you will, just in case, you like that. Now you could take this big honking tank, and it's actually, I thought I did. I actually tied it down. You can kind of see my straps running to the frame. You could definitely put a water tank up there and use that as well. So you've got a lot of options, and I guess my point is use your imagination on all this stuff. Set your trailer up how you want. So anyway, I guess that's it. Kind of a short, simple, silly little video, but I wanted to show you guys, I guess the reason I wanted to show you that is I saw a picture of one of these that Garrett Mach did a few years ago, and it just blew me away. I'm like, this is the coolest truck I've ever seen. Coolest tender, whatever. And so then I was like, well, how did he do that? So obviously I knew he got one of those DCP flatbeds, and I didn't realize at the time he had the tri-axle. So that's a funny story real quick. So I was looking for Pete's on eBay. And I'm like, okay, so to do what Garrett did, I'm going to have to get a 2-axle, stretch the frame, and put another axle on there. And I'd never done that before. You guys know I'm not a custom truck guy, really. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm shopping, and I found this truck, and I'm like, yeah, that looks cool. I think I'll buy that. I wasn't even paying attention that it was already a tri-axle. So it shows up at my house a couple days later, boom, tri-axle. And I'm like, oh, all right, that works. So no customization needed. So anyway, sorry, there's a goofy little story there, I know, but I just wanted to show you guys. Like I said, because as soon as I posted this on Instagram, I had all kinds of people like, oh, what are you, how'd you make that tender trailer? How did, what did you do? How can I do it? So on and so forth. And I realized this isn't a step-by-step, but there's no need. The truck is completely bone stock, and I literally cut the trailer to fit, and it just slides on there. So, okay, guys, as always, thanks for watching. I know that was a little bit of a disjointed, kind of weird video. Hope you like it. Really appreciate you watching. Please give us a like, and if you haven't subscribed, we would love that. I don't know. It's just motivation. It's ego. You're just feeding my fragile ego. So, and please tell me what you think below. And like I said, if the guy that wants this, the guy that's thinking about buying this, if he doesn't decide in the next day or two, I'm gonna paint this black. What do you guys think? Should I paint it black? And then if I paint it black, well, should I paint the wheels black? Should I black out the exhaust? How far do you go with that? Black and chrome looks pretty sweet together though, right? So anyway, just let me know in the comments below. All right, guys, have a great night.